Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to be making a shutter card using the Shutter Blind collection. So it's a 5x7 set and a 6x6 set, and then coordinating stamps and papers. And also starting today until the 28th of November 2022, as part of the Black Friday offers, there's 30% off this collection. So you get all of your Christmas stamps, and then the dies, as I always say, these are not seasonal. So these dies will work with lots of different things in your stash. They work for all different occasions. It's a really lovely set. And for anybody new to the channel who's not seen this, I'll show some samples in a minute, and obviously you're going to see me make it. So you get the paper pad, which is the Christmas background. So it's all smaller images. It's really sweet. You got your snowy scene there, your trees, the stars, ho ho ho. You got your gingerbread, and then some like tangled lights. And then the 5 stamp sets. You get 4 kind of like characters, and then you get your sentiment. So you got your Christmas tree, and you get the Christmas tree where it's all dressed with the lights on, and a plain tree. Then you've got your little helpers here, and then like just festive icons. You've got your Santa, so he's checking his list, and then there's Santa with the presents. You've got your little do not open till the 25th, and then more presents there. And then the snowman, which is one of my favourites. I love him. So you've got him with his arms up and arms down. When you move the shutter, you can have 2 different poses, but it also works really nice with just like a plain kind of front, and then the image inside, which is what I'm going to be doing today. And then the sentiment set. I love this set. Again, will work with lots of things you already have. So many funny little puns there. I'm not going to go through all of them, but a few favourites. Let's get lit. Sometimes I wish everyone was naughty. Let's have a snowball fight. I only have ice for you. Just once I would like to have the red nose. So there's loads of really nice funny ones on there. And then the 2 sets. So you get your 5x7 and then your 6x6 there. Okay, I'm going to use the 5x7 today, and then there's a 6x6 tutorial that will be going on to Craft Stash Facebook Live tomorrow. So these are the samples that I made for the launch, and they're also part of my Christmas cards this year as well, so I'll be sending these out. But you can see how, you know, the snowman looks there without his hat on or gloves, and then when you pull the tab, you have him all dressed, and then that just slides back down again, and just some of the little festive icons there to decorate the card. And then it's a top fold, and you've got your space there to write your message. You can see it stands up nicely. There's the tree one, so just plain, not dressed. And then when you pull the tab, like I said, one of my favorites, let's get lit. And I've just used some accent glaze there on the tree. I'm not going to go through all these. We've got the Father Christmas there. These photos are already on the Facebook page and on the website, so you can see them open and close. This is how I'm going to kind of do mine today. Well, actually it's more like this one, but in a 5x7 version, so I'll show you that one. So it's just like the shutters of a window, and then you've got Father Christmas behind there, and that's another one. I'm not going to show them all, but I find myself going through them all. But there's photos of all of these on the channel. And then you've got your 5x7 version there. So again, just pull the tab, and you can see all the trees all lit up there. And then again, that just slides back down. And then this one here, I love that one with the little helpers, Merry Christmas Bestie. And then that just slides back down again. And again, all top folding. So like I said, just some of them there, but all the photos, you can see them in a lot more detail. So I've already gone ahead and cut all the pieces that I need, and I'll be doing a little bit of colouring during this video. So this is the 5x7 set here. So you get 8 dies. So I've got my 5x7 card blank. This will be a top folding card blank. This is just it's a hammered card that I got recently at a craft show, but it's about 280 GSM, so it's a nice weight. So you want to cut yourself this large one here, and I've cut it in the white, and then this one here is for your matte layer. Now the thick part is the top, so if you've got a directional paper, make sure you cut it this way, and you can see I've done that there, and then I've just stuck that onto the front. So I've just got a little bit of prep ahead there done, and I've also just gone over the score lines on the side here with my scoreboard. Just makes it a little bit easier then to fold them. And then all the other workings are on this side here, so you want to cut one of the tab here with the slots, and then one of the plain one here, and then you want to cut yourself one of the thin tab or shutter, and then 3 of the larger one. And then I've used my wood grain stencil, and I've just gone over them all and just given them a little bit of detail there, and just inked those all up. And then you want to cut yourself this one here, which is the middle kind of workings for everything to slot into. And then I've cut one just in cardstock for the stopper, and then I've cut 2 more, and these are using using foam adhesive, and those are going to be like the tracks so that everything moves nice and straight. So that's everything you need to cut. So with the shutters, I've cut these using a craft card, which is about a 280 GSM. And what you want to do is just add a little curve to the ends, just so they kind of, you know, you can see when they sit over each other there, how they all kind of work, just like shutters, like I said, in a window. So I haven't done this last one yet, so just flip it over and just the end bits, like so. If you're stamping an image onto this, do this after you stamp the image. Keep them all flat first. I've got lots of tutorials with all the different ways that you can use them, so check those out. Also, if you've got any wax lying around, so if the bottoms of like an old candle or something, it's really, really useful on this particular card style, but on a lot of kinetic, especially sliders and wiper cards. I think this is a bit of a game changer for me. Since I've been using the wax, the cardstock just glides. So what I've done is I've just gone around all of the edges that are going to, you know, be kind of rubbing against each other with the wax, and then with some paper towel, just buff it back off again, and you'll feel it's gone really shiny. Again, do this once you've done your colouring and everything. But even on craft card, if you've ever used it before, it can be quite rough, but that is so smooth. And I've done that on all of those pieces. I've done it on this piece, inside here, so just ran the wax along there. You don't see it, and if it's a perfumed wax, then it's going to add a little scent to your card as well. And even down the sides of these pieces here, just because they've got that little kind of track and stopper that they're going to be potentially rubbing against, like so. And then just buff it back off again, just so you've got rid of any little bits. It's like just like acts like a polish. When you polish a surface, it goes nice and smooth and shiny. That's what it's doing to the card. Next, you want to take this one here and one of the larger ones, and you're going to pop it in the bottom tab, like so. And if you just fold it, this piece like towards you, and then just add a little bit of glue just in there, and then fold that one, and then just lay it down so that sticks against it. And just make sure, lay it down against a grid and make sure everything's nice and straight, because it's easy to pop this in slightly wonky. So I'm just making sure the bottom's lined up here, and then I can just make sure that this is all straight, like so. Get that perfect, and then you can use it as a guide to line the others up. So then I'm going to take the next one and just pop that one in there, like so. And then again, lay it down and just line it up so it's nice and parallel with the ones below. And then again, pop this one in. Now, all you got to do with these two is pop them in at the same time, because the shutter, or the little piece there, is so close together, which it needs to be, because you're working with a smaller little panel here. Okay, and then if you just pop a little glue in between there, and then on the top of that one there, and then just lay them down. But the key is making sure you've pushed them right into the slots and that everything's nice and straight. So now you should have something that looks like that, and you want them all just kind of lifted up, so they're going to slot nicely into the other piece there. And then once that's all in place and you're happy, take this piece and stick it over the top. It's going to not only tidy it up, but it will also stop all of those little pieces catching on the internal kind of pieces when you pull it up and down. So I'm just using the construction glue, because this is a pull tab. Once this is completely dry, it will make that really strong. Just sit that over the top. Okay, and then if you want to stamp the word pull, you might want to do it before or after. It comes in all the stamp sets, but I've also got the action stamp set, which has all of your different kind of movement words. But you can see there I've just stamped it across the top, so it's up to you when you do it, before or after. It's pretty easy to do. So whilst that's just drying, you want these two pieces here. You'll have a slightly thicker part and then a slightly thinner part. Make sure the thicker part's at the bottom, and you want to slide both of these pieces over these parts here. You see how that just slots in? Okay, then flip it over and just lift up the sides here and just run a little glue and secure those. Again, make sure you've pushed it right down and it's butted right into the bottom there. Okay, so now we want to do a little bit of stamping on this one. So stamping platform is going to really help you here, because you'll probably find you have to stamp it a couple of times because you're going over a few layers of cardstock. I'm just going to pop that one in there. So I want to add, I was thinking about popping a sentiment actually inside here, and then some more of the little helpers. So the stamps can work across both, but the trees and the little helpers coordinate with the 5x7, and then the snowman and the Father Christmas coordinate with the 6x6, but they do, you can mix them across both. So I'm going to take, so the little elf and him, and then I wanted to have thanks for all your help this year. Now these are all long stamps because they are designed to stamp within these areas here, so here and along the bottom. But I was wondering, I might cut into this one. So if we do thanks for all your, and then help this year. If you cut on a slight angle, it's easy to piece back together again. And then I can have it maybe across those two. So I've just cut into the stamp again, so that I could have it in the middle, and then the two little helpers either side. So thanks for, and then all your, and then help this year. I'm just making sure they're nice and equally spaced. When you stamp inside, you want to make sure your characters go more towards the top, or whatever your image is, and not right down here, because I can kind of just show you here, but when that shutter is on here, it slightly goes up under this bit. So there will be a little bit of white showing. So just make sure you don't have it, you know, whatever it is you've stamped right at the bottom. But I think that's straight. And then again, I can just hover that over. Yeah, I think I've got that positioning pretty good. So I'm just going to push more on the sentiments to get them done. And just give it a little bit of extra pressure over where the image kind of overlaps the cardstock. The sentiments are all on a single piece. They don't overlap. So there you go, the sentiment's stamped fine, but you can see where you need to go back in, and that's why a stamping platform, see there? And the ink's already, you know, still on the stamp because you haven't transferred it yet, but it's always over those little layers where it overlaps. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If I just bring it up a bit, you can see it's all transferred there. And then what I might do is just go back over the sentiments. So I'm just going to peel off those two because I don't want to stamp them anymore, but I could do with the sentiment just being a little bit crisper. There we go. Yeah, happy with that. And now I'm going to colour that all in. Okay, so that's everything coloured in. You can see the two characters there, and then I've also got these pieces as well. So next you want to take this one, and you'll have 4 pockets at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've got your 4 shutters there. I find if you go in on a slight angle first, but you want to make sure that you get each one just tucked in behind. You see there, like so. So if you kind of get that in place, and then slowly start to straighten it up, and if you turn it over, you'll be able to kind of guide it. And once you've got them in, you will feel it kind of go like so. There we go. And then just give it a little test, kind of get it in place. If you feel that something's catching, it's not working, then you've got time to, you know, play around with it. Okay. Take your stopper and pull this up until the shutters disappear. So just there, I can just see that one coming back down. You see there? So just bring it up like so. Once they've just disappeared, flip it over and then take your stopper and pop a little bit of glue either end, and you're going to sit this over this one here, and it will should line up with the bottom of this piece here. Okay, and make sure that's completely dry. Whilst that is drying, take these two and you're going to stick them either side here. You want them not touching but almost touching along the sides. So I'm just going to take the backing off, and this is just going to ensure that they stay in the track. And then again on the other side, like so. And then I'm going to take the backing off of these pieces. Fold these in, and then I'm going to add some glue all the way down each of those tabs. And then take your card blank, top folding, so you've got your fold at the top there, and then just lay that down and you should have a nice border, and just stick those foam pieces down as well. So now with any of the decoration, you're going to have to lift it up on some foam because you don't want it to interfere with the shutter, you know, pieces. So like this one here, you can see I've attached my decoration on the top. In fact, on all of the 5x7s, I've attached the detail there on the top. That one I've actually left blank. And then with the 6x6, you've got more kind of space because you've got a thicker kind of side there. So I'm just thinking about, I really want to add him, so I might lift him up on some foam there, and then maybe the tree with just a couple of presents, and then I'll stamp the pull as well, maybe something like that. So that's everything stuck down. I've doubled up the foam just so it's quite lifted. So I'll probably pop that in a box envelope, although it would still go in like a, I call them the bouncy envelopes. You make them yourself. I've got the tutorial link up here. It means you can wrap the paper around the dimension of the card. But now when you pull the tab, it reveals that lovely sentiment. Thanks for all your help this year. And then it just pops back down again. So it can be displayed open or closed. I just think it's a lovely style. They're really, really fun, these die sets. And like I said, will work with lots of, you know, other stamps and occasions that you've already got in your stash. So just a reminder, 30% off the Shutter Blind collection in both the 5x7 and the 6x6. I'll be sharing another tutorial using the 6x6 tomorrow on the Craft Stash Facebook page, and once that's gone live I will link it below this video. And also check out all of the other shutter cards. I've got tutorials showing you how to make lots of these versions here already up on the channel. As always, thank you for watching. You can find all the product linked below the tutorial, and I'll be back again very soon. Take care. Bye.